Yeah, what's up, guys? Yeah, I'm just hanging around. Yeah, I'm not doing anything at the moment. Just hanging. Just gonna broadcast for a few minutes. And that'll be it. I can even play any music. I'm just gonna broadcast for a few minutes. Because why? Because why should I even bother? Why should I even bother? Really? Why should I really bother? Really doing a long one, not going any longer than 30 because I feel as though people don't deserve anything. And, I feel as though that when you doing stuff like this, you should when you're doing stuff like this, everything that you do is scrutinized. That's one thing. Everything you do is scrutinized and stuff. So I'm just going to say it like this. Hey, sometimes you just gotta let people be people and let them decide what they're going to do, because that's what they're going to do. They're going to do whatever, and then there you go. But I'm just saying, all of Colin's content is on my channel. If you want to check it out, feel free to do so. It's not a problem. Yes. What's going on?
Nothing, just watching YouTube.
Yeah, I'm just telling the people, this is only going to be like a 30 minute 30-minute broadcast because duality, it's not like they deserve any more because all they do is harass people when they come online anyway. I mean,
Yeah, but
they really don't deserve. I mean, they barely deserve this. But what
yeah,
I'm saying,
look, everybody, if you come in here
I'm
with,
saying,
if you come in here and start spreading your woke stuff, you're gonna be removed. Okay, we don't want any of this woke crap. It's
I,
becoming too this woke stuff is getting really out of hand, and also, I mean, it got so out of hand that I literally had to make a video for Randy where I was like clearing things up and saying and had to tell you all of you that we don't want this woke stuff in any of our live streams.
we can talk about anything else, but none of that. I mean, nah. Nah, man, nah.
Yeah, none of this LGBT stuff, none of this transgender stuff, none of this woke stuff, none of this, no, none of it. Okay?
That video that was sent to people, about me and a certain person is not true. It was a prank video that I did with this person, and I was sick and tired of hearing about it. I mean, if anybody comes in here and they mention that video, I will block them. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Seriously. I mean, dude, it wasn't even a big thing until people started making a big deal out of it. Now I'm just gonna start blocking people every
Yeah,
time
look,
to me.
we don't want this woke stuff. It's, look, this woke stuff is completely, it's all nonsense, okay?
They're supposed to be making another. I heard they're supposed to be make. I heard there's a second Superman legacy film in the works. There's already an animated series out on HBO Max because I've seen it. I mean, it's it's just something that I only saw 2 episodes of it, but I think that you know they need to work on it a little more. They need to work on it.
Yeah, look, we don't want any of this woke stuff in our live streams or on here, okay?
Just work on that Superman thing a bit. Because they got a good thing going. I'm not going to tell you they're not. They don't have a good thing going. But they need to work on it a little more. They need to work on it.
Yeah.
Get those creative juices flowing. Work on that.
Hey, did
I,
you hear?
yeah.
Right. There's talks about Marvel possibly about there being a new Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie in the works at Marvel.
Okay.
A fourth Spider-Man movie with director Sam Raimi returning as director.
Please let it happen.
Yeah,
Please.
apparently after doing Spider-Man No Way Home, Tobey Maguire revealed that he had so much fun reprising the role that he wants to come back and do more Spider-Man stuff.
This is the thing. This is the thing. Sam Raimi is a good director. I mean, he directed Xena Warrior Princess, Hercules: The Legendary Journeys, um, Hercules in the Underworld with Kevin Sorbo. I mean, he directed so much of that to where
Yeah, and
he
also,
directs.
and the thing, and remember, he started out as a horror director with Evil Dead.
For that, he started out as a copywriter for Creepshow.
You know,
Yeah,
and he actually has done some acting stuff here and there. He actually appeared in some things in the early '90s.
voiced a cartoon character too. He voiced the bad guy in a cartoon called Shaman King. Sam Raimi. He was the voice of the bad guy in Shaman King. And I found this out when I was looking up his credits. I said, "Oh my God, this guy had a extensive career."
Yeah, well,
Damn.
I hope this is real though. I hope they are doing a fourth Spider-Man movie with Tom McGuire.
Toby Mag- Please let him do another Toby Maguire. Please.
I mean, there's been a lot of talks over the years about a possible fourth movie. I mean, and turns out
I
all of
mean,
the criticism with Spider-Man 3 a terrible taste in Sam Raimi's mouth for years, Randy.
you got to realize. You got to realize. Tobey Maguire was under scrutiny from the time he started the role of Spider-Man. People was putting him under a microscope from the time he started that role to now. I mean, people were thinking, "Oh, he's not gonna be a good Spider-Man," but he reminds you of the comic book Peter Parker, dude, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Walks like him, he talks like him. I mean, dude, you can't get a better character than that. I mean, even with the Superman character, Christopher Reeve was the only actor. Him and Tyler Hoechlin were the only actors I noticed that ever brought Superman to life and made humanized him. I'll say.
what about Henry Cavill?
I mean, we're not going to count him because his performance is like. I mean, he's in there with the rest of them. But what I'm saying is, they're the first two actors people think of when they mention Superman: Christopher Reeve and Tyler Hoechlin.
Yeah, like
Then nobody ever mentions George Reeves or Alan Wood or um what you call that guy? He played Superman before. He was an Italian guy, skinny guy. Um, then they had what was it? I know Nick Cage played him off Broadway when he did that singing thing as Superman. Yeah, so it was crazy, but nobody
yeah,
ever those guys. I mean, like people have. I mean, since the inception of Superman, actors have sought to play him and played him, but nobody has ever humanized him as much as Christopher Reeve, Tyler Hoechlin, and I am gonna say Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill. But when it came down to the very first Superman, I'll say George Reeves. George Reeves not only made him human, he also, when it came down to Jimmy Olsen, Superman was more like a father figure. He was always keeping Jimmy out of trouble. He was always doing, even as Clark Kent, he was keeping Jimmy out of trouble.
yeah.
Because that's what friends do. They keep you out of trouble instead of getting you into trouble.
You
You
honestly, you probably know this, Ray, but you know the Kellogg's commercials that were created as a tie-in with the Adventures of Superman TV series.
Yeah, they were. They
You
were.
know that featured George Reeves and his other actors as their characters.
They're
Well,
sitting.
the reason why you never saw Lois Lane in any of them was because uh they figured that if they featured her in any of them, it would insinuate that she was sleeping with Clark Kent.
Oh,
They thought that that would be inappropriate for children.
come on. Let me let you a little secret here. Clark Kent was in. I mean, George Reeves was in his uh late 40s, early 50s when he did Superman. Okay, it would make no sense for Noel Neal to even think about a relationship with him, even as Lois Lane, because it would throw the storyline off so much. It
I
wouldn't be.
know, but it's actually an actual fact. They actually insinuated this.
Yeah, because at the time, they didn't think about the romantic thing with the superheroes. Even with Batman and Huntress. And Huntress was around during that time. Um, she was another superhero called Sheena, and she had her powers. She was able to control the animals, talk to the animals and stuff like that. You know, but
Yeah,
what I'm saying is people insinuated that about superheroes for a long time. Look at Iceman and Firestar and Spider-Man. I mean, hell, when they first came on TV, everybody, yeah, Three's Company, but they got superpowers. Yeah, Jack Tripper with two girls. So Jack Tripper can climb walls. That sort of thing. I mean, when I was in high school, a guy did a paper on Spider-Man and his amazing friends. He got an F, man. He did the paper. I mean, he had to do it over again, but he did the paper. I will give it to him. He not only wrote a synopsis on it, but he took down opinions. He went out and he asked opinions.
yeah,
He collected information on it. He even went so far as to
yeah.
He went so far as to talk to people online, like some animators, like the guys who actually did the Superman animation for the comic book The Death of Superman. He spoke to somebody there. He didn't speak to any big names, but he spoke to an animator, a Japanese guy. And guy told him, I quote, the guy told him, and I quote, yeah, we get Spider-Man stuff through here. Yeah, and we did get Spider-Man amazing and the Amazing Friends through here. But it was like the second that comic book went into syndication, everybody started comparing Spider-Man to Jack Tripper. That's what happened.
Yeah, funny. Yeah. Speaking of Spider-Man, you probably didn't know this, but for some reason, for years now, Marvel has been trying to keep the 1970s live action Spider-Man TV show a secret from modern Spider-Man fans.
Yeah, you.
Because they feel like it was like they felt like it was a failure of a TV show, failed attempt, and that they were trying to erase it from their past.
Was not a failure, dude. I watched the show growing up. It was not a failure.
What's weird is it turns out though Marvel actually had a lot of doubts about the TV show when they were doing the TV show. Like
Marvel
they were doing it with that state of mind.
Marvel don't know what they're talking about because when that movie came out about Spider-Man live action, with the guy, what do you call it? The other guy, not the one with not the one with Robert Walker, but the other guy with the long hair. That movie came out and it hit it big. Everybody was going to the movie to see that movie. Everybody was going to the movie to see that.
And even though Stan Lee wasn't really a fan of the show and what they were doing a character, he still liked it enough to be involved with the show. Yeah, it's weird though. Yeah, so basically because of this Marvel, because of this, there have literally never been a Blu-ray or DVD like collection of the Spider-Man TV show from the 70s.
No, but check it out. They did the other superheroes too. Shazam. There's no Blu-ray or DVDs out about Shazam. Nothing. The only way.
I know, but that is it actually a natural fact that they literally Marvel had a lot of doubts about the Spider-Man TV show and thought it was going to be a failure and that it wasn't going to be popular, and they had so many doubts that when it came time to do a Incredible Hulk Spider-Man crossover TV movie with Bill Bixby and the guy who played Spider-Man in the Spider-Man TV show, Marvel completely scrapped the idea, even though Bill Bixby and the guy who played Spider-Man were both were both excited about it.
Yeah, because Bill Bixby, at the time that they were doing the courtship to Betty's father, the people was asking him about that, and he said that he would do it. He said that he would do an Incredible Hulk and Spider-Man crossover.
Yeah, and
even Nicholas Hammond, the guy who played the first live-action Spider-Man, Nicholas Hammond, he said he would do it.
Yeah, Nicholas Hammond, who played Spider-Man in the TV show and in the movies,
also voiced Spider-Man in the '67 cartoon.
Yeah, like he.
And see, what I'm saying is these kids only know this 14-year-old Spider-Man. They don't know the Spider-Man that we know. You know, the Spider-Man that I'm gonna outthink my enemy because even though he has superior powers, I got technology that'll help me out. You know.
Yeah, they don't know. Like they only know of like this
14-year-old Spider-Man
of this the Ultimate Spider-Man, who's a teenager in high school.
He's
They
14.
don't know about
Oh.
the they don't know about the Tom
Spider-Man,
Maguire Spider-Man.
which is his Spider-Man is canon because Spider-Man did not Peter Parker did not become Spider-Man until his junior year in high school, right?
Yeah,
Junior year in high school. That was the trip that they took to Oscorp, and he got bitten by that radioactive spider.
yeah. Except in the Tom Maguire Spider-Man movie, he was a senior in high school when he was bitten.
That's where they messed up. That's where they messed up the story. They moved it along a year so that they would keep it current with the story that they wrote, with the story that Quesada and Kirby wrote. Remember?
Yeah,
You gotta remember they rewrote a lot of stuff. I mean, according to them, Spider-Man never met the human flies. He never fought the lizard on top of the George Washington Bridge. He never he never he never fought Scorpion at the top of the Statue of Liberty. None of that ever happened in Joe Quesada's Spider-Man. None of it.
yeah.
I
Like
mean,
Tom
they
Maguire
they
was
don't
great Spider-Man.
they don't even show you the part where the only parts they show you from the 67 Spider-Man is the part where he was swinging through that reactor and it zapped him and all of a sudden his spider powers got so out of control, to where he was too strong. So he had to figure out a way to dampen his power some because I think he was fighting the Green Goblin or something, and he knocked him unconscious with one punch. And he was like, "Oh," he was like, "Oh man, something's wrong. Something's very wrong." And then he went to the laboratory and did some tests on his blood. And when he did the test, and he turned out the light to put his blood under the dark light, his blood glowed like a bluish color, like it was zapped with gamma rays or something.
Yeah,
They don't show you those. They don't show you those episodes. They never do. I mean, the 67 episodes and still are canon, even though they rewrote the things where Spider-Man never, even though they took out the 67 Spider-Man episode where Nick Fury, and I believe Captain America went up against a Red Skull, and what's the name got killed. What was that guy? Not Dum Dum Dugan, but the other guy. The I think it was Doctor Doom. He hit him with some kind of ray, and it turned him to stone or something.
yeah.
They don't show you those episodes. Those are canon. They don't show them. None of them. And I mean, they're taking a lot away from these kids by not showing them these cartoons. I mean, you want them to know Spider-Man, but you only want them to know your version of it. You don't want them to know the canon of it. You want them to know your version, which is the 14-year-old Spider-Man who's barely old enough to shave, by the way.
Yeah, everybody. For those of you who are young and are fans of Spider-Man, the Spider-Man you know isn't the real Spider-Man. In fact, in the in the older comic books from like the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, Spider-Man actually aged. He got older. He went from high school to college, and also to that's why in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, he's in college when you see him in the second Spider-Man movie.
When Peter Parker worked for Stark Industries, and he went to work for Stark Industries, him and Reed Richards developed the symbiote suit, the Spider-Man Unlimited suit. Remember?
Yeah, and also
He also
The
helped.
teenage version of Spider-Man, and like the ultimate Spider-Man version of Spider-Man that you young kids know today. He
The,
was created back in 2001
yep.
as the Marvel's way of rebooting a character for modern readers who were, and like try to there's their way of introducing a new readership to Spider-Man. And
I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that. But now you can't go around doing. You can't go around just doing whatever you want to do with old Spidey. You know, with the cartoon. I mean, they redid a lot of stuff. They're doing a they're doing that 52 stuff that they did with DC.
yeah, look, the teenage version of Spider-Man's okay, but if you think about it, Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man in the MCU was mostly based on the Ultimate Spider-Man version of the character, which is why he's in high school when we first meet him. But that's okay. But
It's okay for you kids just starting out, but I just want you to take another look. I mean, it doesn't help, doesn't hurt to take another look.
yeah, and Andrew Garfield's version of Spider-Man is actually referred to as the Millennial Spider-Man by some people, Rain.
Yeah, but what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
Andrew. The funny thing about Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is that his when they were like creating his Andrew Garfield's version of the character, they were trying to appeal to like millennials, like teenagers who were millennials and skateboard and stuff. And because of this, they came up with the dumb idea of having Peter Parker have a skateboard in the main Spider-Man movie, even though you never see him actually ride the skateboard.
Peter Parker was never a skateboarder. That's one thing. He was never a skateboarder. When in '67, he rode his bike to school.
Yeah,
He,
in the con, yeah.
he would
Sorry
take
for your kid fans of Spider-Man, but Peter Parker never a skateboarder. They were they did Spider-Man wrong with that whole idea in the main Spider-Man movie. I mean,
he rode
and
a bike, dude.
I'm sorry, but I was never a fan of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man to begin with. I mean, to
I'm not
me, his when he portrays Peter Parker's humor, this comes off as kind of douchey and very cocky and douchey.
because you
Well,
got to
and like,
realize Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is sketchy by you judging by our standards. It's sketchy. I mean, this guy they put in a Spider-Man suit. Why? Because he can fit a Spider-Man suit. Why? Because he'll appeal to the millennial. Why? Because he's young and he can do all that stuff and it looks all good on camera. But it may look good on camera, but it's not canon. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
and also, and yeah, remember the guy who directed the two Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies was like, I believe he was a James Bond director first,
Yeah, he directed that
Mark
film.
Webb.
What was it? He directed the one with the space shuttle,
Yeah, so
Moon Racer. Remember?
yeah, and Mark Webb. And the thing is, though, as a kid, you're trying to like bring Spider-Man into modern times, but it's not a good idea to change him and make him a millennial, which is something that he's not. You know?
Spider, the product of the '50s, '60s, and '70s.
Yeah, and that's why in the old comics in the '60s, '70s, and '80s, you actually saw him age, like go from teenager to college to man in in his late 20s who's in college and to like a full on man and like
It was like when him and Reed Richards developed the symbiote suit. He was what, 22?
Yeah, and also, my opinion is Tom Holland Spider-Man is okay, but his Spider-Man isn't really that clever if you think about it, because like he screws up a lot.
I mean, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, when they did that duel scene where him and Tobey Maguire were doing the flips and stuff, Tobey Maguire was fast enough to web his web hand before he even thought about it. I mean, dude, that just told me who was the real Spider-Man.
And
You know,
also, and like if you watch the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, he he like he screws up quite a bit. Like,
and the bad guys always have a head. They always have the jump on them throughout the movie, and the writers have to write it to where he beats them because he doesn't outthink them. What he does is he'll run from them like through the movie, and the only time he'll fight is when he's cornered.
yeah, and there's not what Spider-Man is, young Spider-Man fans. He's supposed to be a clever, witty. He's supposed to be like a very witty, like friendly, like character who's very clever, and that's what you get with Tom Maguire Spider-Man.
I mean,
And remember, Tom Maguire Spider-Man is mostly based on the version of Peter Parker from the 60s and the 70s and the 80s.
I mean, Peter Parker. I mean, that Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, was the kind of Spider-Man that if he saw you were in trouble, he's the kind of person, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna help you out. I don't expect anything. I'm just gonna help you out. You know? But
Yeah, and like Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
wouldn't wait for him to help me. Uh-uh.
No, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man is comes across as cocky and douchey.
Cocky, douchey, cheesy, sketchy. I mean, to quote my young friends off the internet, dude, that guy got a mouthful of cheese. Got a mouthful
I
of
mean,
cheese.
yeah, Tom Maguire was like the true Spider-Man. I'm sorry, all of you Tom Holland fans out there, but it's true. Like, you guys say you're Spider-Man fans, but you're not true Spider-Man fans. Randy and I are true Spider-Man fans because we actually read the comics. In fact, I grew up watching I grew up reading Spider-Man comic books, and also yeah, I grew up being a big comic book fan and a little bit of comic book nerd. I mean,
I
I
was
like and I mean I
Spider-Man.
used to have I used to have a Spider-Man action figure that actually had magnets on its feet, so you could actually stick it on the side of the. Could actually stick on the side of my refrigerator.
It was a comic book where he before he became Spider-Man, and this is where they got Miles Morales' name from. Kid Arachnid, when he had the yellow and green spider suit.
Yeah,
The yellow and green spider suit. He had I remember because that was when he developed the wristband web shooter that goes on the outside of his gloves and the ammo belt. See, most of you kids don't realize that, but he was called Kid Arachnid. He didn't become Spider-Man until he started pro wrestling. And he did that to help his aunt and uncle pay the bills, but mostly to get himself a car. And the guy who robbed the box office ran by him, but Spider-Man didn't know that the guy robbed the box office. He kind of ignored him. But the guy ran out there and Spider-Man didn't realize it. Spider-Man let him go, and the guy later shot Spider-Man's Uncle Ben.
yeah. And you actually get a really good version of that in the Tom Maguire Spider-Man movies.
Yeah,
In the Tom Maguire Spider-Man movie, even though it's a shortened version of it.
because the guy who plays Uncle Ben played the character of Shane on Spider-Man on Batman. Remember the cowboy villain Shane? He
Yeah,
was
yep,
played by Cliff Robertson.
yep.
The guy also doubled Alan Ladd in that movie Shane. He played opposite him as one of the bad guys.
Yeah. All of you kids and young teenagers who say that you're Spider-Man fans, you're not true Spider-Man fans. I'm sorry, you're just not. I
But
mean,
defense
I grew up being a Spider-Man fan, and I actually read some of the old Spider-Man comic books from and I've done research, so I actually know quite a bit. And I
to
mean,
also show him in the intro of the cartoon Spider-Man, the old cartoon. They also show him climbing. They also show him what he do. He climbed up the Statue of Liberty, jumped off, and kind of swung around, catapulting himself onto like the United Nations flag, and did like a gym move. And he was sitting there, and he waved to the people below, and he swung off real quick.
yeah.
See, they wouldn't know all that because they never watched the cartoon.
Hey, Mary, if you don't remember, they did a little nod to that in the very last part of the first Tom Maguire Spider-Man movie. Remember when they
Yeah.
cut from when they give that close up of his eye and it transitioned into his Spider-Man massive lens, and he suddenly shows him like doing the same kind of move.
Yeah, they did a nod. I like that. I like that because not only did they do an homage to the cartoon Spider-Man, but that was the cartoon Spider-Man 67. You know, the 50 Spider-Man all the way up to the 70s was drawn by Stan Lee personally. They were
Yeah,
drawn.
and yeah, he's the one who came up with the character. And remember, he based the character of J. Jonah Jameson on an angry version of himself.
Yeah,
And
but
what's funny is he
but
wanted to play J. Jonah Jameson in the first Tom Maguire Spider-Man movies, but they wouldn't let him.
yeah.
They didn't want him to get hurt or injured or anything like that. So they
Yeah. But you ever notice in the cartoon, J. Jonah Jameson looks like an angry version of Hitler? His
yeah,
like
no,
mustache and that
I
damn
know some people refer to him as the American Hitler.
yeah. Remember
Yeah,
one let my
because
niece
of
watch
the way he did the mustache. It was like,
let my niece watch Spider-Man one time on my computer. And she goes, Uncle Randy. And I go, yeah, what's up? And she goes, why is Hitler talking about Spider-Man so bad? I said, you got to remember when Spider-Man first came out, these people didn't pay no mind to that war. I mean, J. Jonah Jameson was based off of an angry guy who really didn't like Peter Parker as Peter Parker or Spider-Man. I
yeah,
mean,
and like Stan Lee, yeah, Stan Lee basically based the character on an angry version of himself. And if you actually look at a picture of J. Jonah Jameson side by side with a picture of 1970s Stan Lee, you notice that they look quite a bit alike, especially with the colors of their hair and stuff.
yeah, but you got to remember, the character of Spider-Man was based off of a person that Stan Lee knew in his childhood. He said it. He said he said there was this guy in his that he used to hang around, he used to play with every day. And one day they had a sleepover. The guy, he based the guy off of the character Peter Parker off of this guy, because this guy was afraid of the dark, and you know, he just wrote a whole backstory around this guy, and that's how they came up with Peter Parker.
Yeah,
Child from Stan Lee's childhood. And see, not many people know that.
So all of you kids out there who think you're a Spider-Man fan, you're not a true Spider-Man fan. Yeah, because you don't know any of this stuff.
I mean, we grew
We're
up.
true Spider-Man fans because we grew up with knowing this stuff. So, like, Tom McGuire is
I
basically his Tom McGuire's version of Spider-Man is basically mostly based on the 1960s, 70s, and 80s comic book versions of the character.
those of you
And
who
also, a little fact for you: his landlord in the Inspiring 2, Inspiring 3, Mr. Dickovich, was actually named after Steve Ditko as a little homage to Steve Ditko, as a little
yeah,
tribute to Steve Ditko, which is why his name is his last name is Dickovich.
but if you ever noticed, even in Spider-Man, Betty Brant was played by an actress called Dove Cameron. Not Dove Cameron, but Joanna Cameron, that's her name. She was a model in Europe when she got the part of Betty Grant Spider-Man. Um, she joined the set and they were doing the Daily Bugle scene. It was her and Nick Hammond. Nick Hammond, the part with Nick Hammond snaps the picture of her is the same scene that the same scene that they show in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie. Remember?
Yeah.
She's desk and she's talking to him and he's snapping pictures of her. Most of you kids don't notice that because
But the
you
funny thing
probably
about Betty Brant is that when they were doing the Spider-Man TV show in the 70s, they chose not to include Betty Brant at all at first.
yeah they
And
didn't.
like, and also not they didn't even include Mary Jane Watson either.
But
They chose to create a whole new love interest for Peter Parker.
which was special agent Sharon, what was it? Sharon Williams, I think she was.
Yeah, that's the one thing I did not like about the 70s TV show, because like they didn't.
She was supposed to be a super agent, but she was like a college girl. She was a college girl and shield agent. Her code name was Mockingbird, and she had her suit enabled her to glide like a bird. She would
You know, the
glide.
thing is, like, yeah, and also the you have to admit though they were groundbreaking with the stunts though in the Spider TV show, like the scenes of him crawling up buildings and stuff. They did that for real.
How about
With
the how about the scenes where you see him swinging from the building? That was, I mean, that was decent. I like that. I mean, as a
yeah,
kid,
but
like, oh wow, what the hell? You know, you're like, what the hell is going on here? This guy in red and blue pajamas and he's swinging from a building. What's wrong with this?
yeah, and but the thing is though, Nicholas Hammond didn't do any of the actual stunts.
No,
It was
he
an actual stunt guy. They would go film scenes with a stunt guy while they were while they were having another crew films all the Nicholas Hammond stuff.
of him taking pictures. Did you know that Nick Hammond was a real life photographer?
Yeah,
He was a real life photographer. Him and Joanna Cameron worked together on a model shoot before she did Secrets of Isis and Shazam. That's how they know each other.
yeah. Funny is, I remember hearing stuff about him, Nick Hammond, possibly reprising the role of Spider-Man in a voice acting form for the second Into Spider-Verse movie. But sadly, I didn't think that actually happened, though.
I didn't think so either because it's a lot of guys who voice Spider-Man. I mean, the guy from Supernatural voiced Spider-Man.
Yeah, but I think what's weird though is
Hey, Dean
there
voiced.
was one 1970s TV show version of Spider-Man that did end up in the second Into the Spider-Verse movie. the Japanese Spider-Man.
Oh, you talking about the Wolf Spider?
You know, the Japanese Spider-Man TV show that was also going on at the same time as the American Spider-Man TV show. The one that was created by the same company that created the TV show that was actually the basis for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
You talking about Tokusatsu? That's what you're talking about. Tokusatsu created the Sonic Rangers, the Hurricane Rangers. He created the Ultraman series. Period.
No, the TV company that created them.
Yeah,
I think it was called TiVo or something like that.
TiVo. No, that was Tokusatsu.
Yeah, the Japanese TV company who created the what ended up being the basis for the Power Rangers.
Saban.
They were
owned by Tokusatsu at the time.
They made a deal with Marvel and even signed a contract with Marvel where Marvel actually allowed them to do a Japanese Spider-Man TV show, but Marvel basically gave them full freedom to do whatever they wanted with the show, as long as it as Spider-Man resembled the comic book version and did a lot of the athletic movements that seen in the comics and stuff.
The only thing I did not like about the Spider-Man of today is because you don't see any of the stuff that was in the regular story in there. You don't see the part where Spider-Man actually rescued a cop that was in a burning building, or you don't see him when he swung down and rescued that little girl when she was trapped in the when her and her friend was trapped in a building and it was like all that smoke was coming out. They don't show none of that. They don't show none of Spider-Man doing that. They don't show any of Spider-Man doing any of the heroics that he did in the 60s and the 70s. I mean, none of it. It's
it's like they don't want young people to know what the real true Spider-Man was like.
It's like the Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk wasn't a monster. He wasn't a monster. I don't care what nobody says. He's not a rage monster like Dr. Banner says he was. He was just a guy who got tired of being pushed around. I mean, he was the everyman's man. He got tired of being pushed around and bullied. I mean,
yeah, I'll be right back. I'm back, Ray.
See, they don't want the kids to know that Spider-Man did any of this stuff. They only want them to know their version of it. Now, our version is the full version of it because we grew up with that Spider-Man.
Yeah, Marvel. What is wrong with you, Marvel Comics? Why are you trying to keep the true Spider-Man from from young Spider-Man fans. I mean,
I mean,
literally, right now, the only way for them to actually see the true Spider-Man is for them to watch the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies.
and then you got what is it? Then you got Shazam. Shazam was a live action TV show. He did have a live action movie in the 30s. Thank you very much. He did. And
Yeah,
Shazam was not called, he was called Captain Marvel. He was the first hero to ever take that name. And
yeah, except
for them to
everyone
call
knows
Danvers,
about them how he changed the name, the name of the comic from Captain Marvel to Shazam because of Marvel Comics creating their own character called Captain Marvel.
which was a woman named Carol Danvers.
Yeah, but funny though is before her, they actually had a Captain Marvel character called Captain Marvel.
Bell, who was some guy named Sam, right?
Yeah, what's funny is he is in the live action Captain Marvel movie with Brie Larson, but played by Jude Law.
And Sam he wasn't called Captain Marvel. He was called Nova.
Yeah, but
Marvel, he was called Nova. I remember that because not only did they make a cartoon surrounding Nova, but they featured him on X-Men. The old X-Men series that came out in the 60s and the 70s. The only difference is the colors of his suit is different, but the character is the same.
but when it came time to do the live action Captain Marvel movie with Brie Larson, they decided to change things about about Sam. Basically, have him played by Jude Law and have him be a new version of the character that she took the name Captain Marvel from, called Captain Marvel.
I know. And Captain Marvel, he was supposed to have the strength of Zeus, right? The strength of
Are you talking about the DC Comics character or the Marvel Comics character?
About the Shazam, the DC Comics Shazam. He's supposed to have the strength. He's supposed to have the strength of He supposed to have the wisdom of Solomon, the strength of Hercules, right? The wisdom of Achilles, right? The stamina and the speed of Mercury, and a lot of other people. And they basically took those powers away from him when they made him in the cartoon form for the Justice League. All of a sudden, Superman can fly a lot faster than he can. All of a sudden, Superman can deflect. I remember when Superman wasn't affected by magic.
Yeah, funny is,
Do you remember when he fought Mxyzptlk? He was not affected by magic.
yeah,
They did that as a way of weakening Superman.
you probably didn't. Yeah, but yes. Yeah, so for all of you young comic fans out there, the Carol Danvers character who called herself Captain Marvel, her superhero name Captain Marvel was actually basically stolen by Marvel from DC Comics in the form of them creating their own character named Captain Marvel and forcing DC Comics to change the name of their Captain Marvel comic books to Shazam. And because of this, when they were doing the first Shazam movie with Zachary Levi playing Shazam a few years ago, they had to kind of work around the whole calling him Captain Marvel because they knew they weren't allowed to call him that.
I mean,
Okay, coming. Be right back.
They went back to the story. and they took the magic word, which is also the name of the wizard that granted him these powers, and they made it so that he changed his name to Shazam instead of Captain Marvel. I mean, even in Justice League nowadays, when they refer to Captain Marvel, they always refer to him by Shazam. I mean, they did that because Marvel Marvel is a stickler for the rule. You got to realize that going in. Marvel is a stickler for the rule. They will not only sue you, but they will enjoy doing it. That's why most people, when they want to use Marvel content in their videos and stuff, they don't do it. They will not do it because most creators don't like the idea of being sued. And I agree with that. I mean, if you put your stuff on a free use site, like it's a free use site that people go to make memes and stuff, you'll find a lot of Marvel stuff on it. But you know not to use it because that copyright law comes into play and you will get sued. If you get sued or your videos will get flagged and they'll be taken down, your channel will be taken, and that'll be it. I mean, that's just how it is. But when it comes down to it, folks, it all boils down like this. Captain Marvel was a stolen name. It's like Owlman. The character Owlman didn't come to play until years after Batman was created. But then they had to create a backstory around Owlman. So what they did was they made it so that the first Owlman would turn out to be Thomas Wayne, the father of Bruce Wayne. But then they had to change it again because they did this Elseworlds thing and with the Injustice Lords. So they had to make Batman into Owlman. So what they did was they made a parallel version of Bruce Wayne, you know, except he's evil. Except he wasn't Batman, he was Owlman. And the setting wasn't Gotham City. It was Gotham City, but it was in the late 1920s, 1930s. Then you had he didn't have a sidekick, but he had all these gimmicks and stuff. I mean, Owlman had basically Owlman was the type of hero that if he came across you and he had to actually fight you, you stand more of a chance of getting a fist fight out of him than actually getting shot or electrocuted something. But Marvel did a lot of stuff when it came down to superhero. I mean, but so did DC. But when DC created Owlman, as a figurehead because they was creating another version of Justice League called the Watchmen. The Watchmen came out. The Watchmen was supposed to be AKA the Justice Society, consisting of Jay Garrick, Jay Allen as the Flash, Black Canary.
Yeah. Speaking of the Watchmen, Ray,
Huh?
you probably know this, but you know the Watchmen movie directed by Zack Snyder?
Yeah.
Well, the opening credits actually show a 1930s superhero preventing the deaths of Bruce Wayne's parents.
Oh man.
Basically erasing Batman from the universe that the Watchmen exist in.
I mean, that in itself is just cruel. And then you got people say that the Watchmen never was supposed to exist, but they had a version of Wonder Woman in the Watchmen called Miss America. She was called Miss America. She wore like a tracksuit. Remember, Colin?
Yep.
She wore a tracksuit.
Yeah.
This tight tracksuit. She was a actually she was a brunette, not a blonde. Thank you very much. No disrespect to Mary Lee Crosby, but she was not a blonde. Sorry. And for those of you who don't realize, those of you who don't know, uh, Wonder Woman is actually right-handed. Wonder Woman is actually right-handed. Linda Carter is actually right-handed. That's why when you see her twirling the lasso around like this and throwing it, it's always with her right hand. It took her a while to throw it with her left hand.
I wonder though why the Watchmen ended up not being another version of the Justice Society though.
That's what I'm wondering, because they had all the superheroes of the. I mean, they had like even they even had the Flash on there. They had a guy on there called Molecule Man. He was supposed to be like the atom. He could shrink himself down to one millionth of the size of an atom and go inside your cells and do all kinds.
It's funny though is what's funny is being as a Watchman. When I was developing my Red Hood Rises movie ramp, I actually based a little bit of my portrayal of Jason Todd on Rorschach from The Watchmen.
Rorschach was the guy who they based Question off of, wasn't they?
Basically, yeah. Except unlike Rorschach, Question was not a psychotic.
He's supposed to be like a slash federal agent slash Secret Service slash covert guy with all kinds of clearances and get in place.
Yeah, and then the Question, but basically like a private eye type character.
Yeah, but
the Rorschach though,
he was when he was with the Watchmen, he was with the FBI attached to the Secret Service.
But the thing is, Rorschach was
private eye.
Had like a little bit of a criminal record if you think about
it. Yeah, because
he had mental problems.
I know my man had real bad mental problems, but you gotta realize they did a lot of stuff when it came down to developing character development. I mean,
what's funny though, thinking of Owlman from The Watchmen, after The Watchmen, they went on to create that other character called Owlman, who was basically an alternate universe version of Batman.
Yeah, he had the wings like Batman, like the glider wing cape and everything.
Yeah,
and he had the lenses like Batman that allow him to see in the dark and stuff like that. He had everything Batman had, actually. His owl cave was nothing but a copy of the Bat Cave.
Yeah, it's weird though. First there's the original Owlman who's a member of the Watchmen, and then there was this alternate universe version of Batman called Owlman.
Version of Owlman, who was a hero in the 1930s, was revealed to be Dr. Thomas Wayne.
Yep, I know that. And yeah, I remember seeing pictures from a Batman comic book where Batman basically reveals to Robin that Thomas Wayne, his father, was basically the original Batman.
Yeah.
And that he basically based the bat suit on a costume that Thomas Wayne wore.
I mean,
when I first saw this, when I first saw these videos, like my mind was blown. So, you know, that they never talk about it in Batman comic books.
It kind of shook me. It kind of shook me too because I never knew that Thomas Wayne was the original Owlman until I went back and read those comics that my uncle had given me, and I was like, "Hold up, this ain't Batman. Hold on, wait a minute, wait. Let me flip back on pages. Okay." Come to find out, he was Owlman, and the only person who knew he was Owlman was Alfred. Because you got to remember, the second Robin suit was designed by Alfred himself.
Yeah, and the funny is, Alfred. You know what's really funny? If you go back and watch the you know that Batman, the cartoon, that animated Batman series that was a continuation of Batman the animated series that had Tim Drake and Nightwing in it.
Yeah.
Well, if you look, well, they say that the all red Robin suit that Tim Drake wears in that Batman cartoon is supposed to be the exact same Robin suit that Dick Grayson wore in Batman the Animated Series, even though it's not.
No,
Because, like, you know, the Dick Grayson's Robin suit had green on it.
Yeah, it had these green sleeves and it had an orange vest with a yellow cape with a black inside, remember?
Yeah, but
And it was part of his trapeze suit. It wasn't like Alfred based it on his trapeze suit that he performed in it when he was at circus.
yeah, but here those no one can ever get an explanation to why they chose to do this with Tim Drake's Robin suit and why they thought it'd be a good idea to basically go, hey, this is the same Robin suit that Tim Grayson wore. Don't question it.
But we both know it wasn't.
Yeah, but weirdos. Literally, no one can ever get an explanation from the creators of that cartoon as to why they did that with the Robin suit. I mean,
You go on YouTube and you look up the original Batman cartoon, you will see that Dick Grayson wore his trapeze suit under his Robin suit because his Robin suit had to be padded for the impacts that he took when he was doing those flips.
yeah, but remember, Tim Drake, funny is the funny thing, the funny thing about Robin is, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character from the Dark Knight Rises, Robin John Blake. Like there's only one mention of a John Blake in Batman comics, and it was from the 1930s. It was just a random kid named John Blake whose school report card gets stolen by the Joker. And then you wonder, did Christopher Nolan decide that this would be a cool, interesting way to introduce a new version of Robin into the Batman universe or something?
I don't know. I mean, you got
they don't even reveal that he was actually Robin all the time until the very end of the movie. Remember when he's like picking up that bag that has after receiving the coordinates to the Batcave from Bruce Wayne.
I mean, even when he even when they did the Batman and Robin movie, and I doubt if they ever thought about this. They broached it on. They even said it in the TV series where Batman, where the Bat phone itself could be traced. They even said the Bat phone itself could be traced. That's why. That's why he never. That's why he developed the Bat. That's why he developed the communicator. Hold on. Trying to make it so I don't lose power.
Yeah, Batman. Yeah, it's like
But then it was always something with them. When it came down to it, it was always something. And then you had people saying, "Oh, Batman was a yeah." You didn't know Batman. Batman was a trained acrobat before he became Batman, and while he was Bruce Wayne, he worked at a circus for a time. Yeah,
yeah, like
worked at.
hello, Frank.
His favorite escape was the Chinese water torture, where he was hanging upside down, and he managed to loosen himself from the handcuff some kind of weird way.
Uh,
But I'm gonna tell you, the kids don't really appreciate the comics. Don't really appreciate the comics the way they are. I mean, they're into this DC 52 thing, and you know that's what they're into. I
yeah,
mean,
but sorry, but all of you modern fans of all of you modern Batman fans are not true Batman fans like Randy and I are. We grew up with Batman. I grew up with the Batman animated series and also reading the Batman comic books and watching the 1960s Batman TV show starring Adam West. And also, I've done lots of research. And I mean, I'm such a Batman fan that I actually have Batman memorabilia over here, including a special edition comic, special edition Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns comic.
yeah, they don't really in the. They always try to make.
Their audio's cutting out.
Yeah, even though he wasn't a dark character, they always try to make him seem like it. You know,
I mean,
he
Batman.
wasn't always a dark character. He was one of
uh,
those characters that Batman was basically used to sell war bonds and stuff. Basically,
I know, but at first, though, Batman did kill people in the 1930s, but they came the Batman TV show starring Adam West and Burt Ward, which turned Batman and Robin into very campy characters.
yeah, it turned Batman into like a kind of a joke.
And this started the whole family-friendly Batman comic books thing
Yeah.
that came and lasted all the way up until Frank Miller released until Frank Miller did the Batman did Batman Return. I mean, the Dark Knight Returns, and also until Alan Moore did Batman the Killing Joke.
They even went so far as to say that Batman actually. They even went so far as to say Batman was a criminal, and he wasn't. Batman was never a criminal, and I can tell you that by reservation. Batman was the kind of person that, well, Bruce Wayne was the kind of person that if he came across you in trouble, he would help you out. You know, he would help you out. He's the kind of person that he would help you out. I mean, he wasn't the type of person leave you in a lurch, whatever, and just say, "Oh, I'm gonna leave you here and let you fend for yourself."
Yeah, look, sorry, all of you young Batman fans out there, you're not true Batman fans. I'm sorry, you're not. You think Batman is the New 52 and New 52 Batman and like the Dark Universe Batman,
He
but
was. He was.
he's not. The Batman has been around since the 1930s, and the whole Batman never killing people thing is just a joke. People, Batman killed people back in the 1930s. He actually used guns.
And razor sharp batarangs.
Yeah, he did harm villains, and
I mean, in one comic book, he actually dropped the air conditioner on this one guy.
yeah, sorry, but Batman did do harsh things to criminals back in the day.
It was one episode where he killed this guy, where the guy was shooting at him and couldn't hit him because he was moving so fast the guy couldn't hit him. Batman, all of a sudden, you saw this little kind of explosive come down, and a guy caught it in his hand, and it blew up in his face, blowing him off the ledge. And when he hit the ground, his neck was broke. I mean, Batman did kill people. And so did Superman.
Yeah, guess what, Rank? I'm such a Batman fan that when I was a little kid, one time I actually dressed up as Batman for Halloween once when I was a little kid. And this was back when I was in daycare.
Dude, everybody dressed up as Batman one time or another.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. I actually did it was like a costume day at the daycare that I went to when I was a kid, when I was a little kid, and I dressed up as Batman, but of course wasn't able to. I didn't get to wear the mask though because it being school and daycare rules, you can't wear a mask in school. You can't wear like a mask that covers most of your face.
They also have the blueberry shirt on because I feel very.
It was like this. Didn't everybody? I mean, it was last year.
And guess which bat suit it was that I was wearing?
Which one?
The one that was worn by
it is me.
By Val Kilmer.
Oh wow.
You know where I got the bat suit from?
Where?
It was this store in the mall that I shop at called Spencer's. And yeah, like during Halloween, every Halloween they sell like some like Halloween themed like outfits and stuff. But back in the really early 2000s when I was a little kid, she sold costumes, actual Halloween costumes. And one of the costumes they sold was the bat suit worn by Val Kilmer in Batman Forever.
But I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you though. I mean, it was about a year ago. They arrested the cops pulled over this guy.
Oh, I know about this. He pulled him over because of his maybe guess his back license plate was the Batman symbol.
Yeah, one bat for you with the bat symbol on it, and he had the Corvette tricked out like the Batmobile, had the bat decal on the side and a little siren in the window,
Yeah,
and the car was making this thundering noise like that motor was idled up. All you saw was the cop got behind and pulled him over. He was like, "What do you?" He was like, "What seems to be the problem, citizen?" Sir, do you know your car is creating a disturbance? And did you know that you're dressed up like a comic book character? Sir, I just happen to be Batman. We're gonna have to write you a ticket. Sir, no one tickets the Batmobile. He said, I got news for you, buddy. This ain't the Batmobile.
sorry, but fan, all of you Batman fans who take being a Batman fan that far, you're crazy. Okay,
Don't do it.
don't do it, cause
That will get you a traffic ticket and a night and
they'll
day.
get you a ticket or even arrested. Because look, I'm sorry, but Batman is a fictional character. He doesn't actually exist.
But
I mean,
there was a time where Adam West and Burt Ward did that thing for the children, where they showed up in costume, driving up in the Batmobile, and they shook hands with the kids and did pictures, with the kids. They let them sit in the Batmobile and take pictures. I mean, that's what they did. I mean, that's what they did back then. They were actually allowed to drive around the city dressed as Batman and Robin.
yeah, the thing is though,
But the thing is, they had permits that allowed them to do this.
yeah,
They weren't
and of
driving.
course, there are celebrities who
Stop playing with it.
visit kids in hospitals as their superhero characters that they play in movies, and look what they do it for, like they do it for charity and stuff, like Make a Wish and stuff like that.
Make a Wish, Goodwill, what was it? Shriners.
Yeah, but the thing is though, they're doing it for charity, but when you try to do it like try to do it without permits, like doing, you're gonna get pulled over and you're gonna be written. They're gonna write you a ticket.
But you know who else? You know who else appeared as Batman at a hospital for a sick kid?
Who?
Val Kilmer and George Clooney both did it. George Clooney did it. He brought Chris O'Donnell as Robin. And they both showed up. Robin came up riding his patented Robin bird cycle.
Yeah, but the only thing sad though that playing Robin basically caused Chris O'Donnell's movie career to come to a complete end, causing him to transition to TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because of how bad Batman and Robin was.
If they had stopped sticking to that damn script that they had Robin say those cheesy lines. Hold on, strawberries, Batman, we're in the jam. What the heck? What is that?
And like Chris O'Donnell, and that's what Chris O'Donnell revealed about his time doing the Batman and Robin movie.
What?
He revealed that when he was doing Batman Forever, it actually felt like he was doing a comic book movie. But when he was doing Batman and Robin, it felt like it didn't feel. It just felt wrong. It just felt like it didn't feel. It just didn't feel quite right to him. Like the whole, like the tone of the movie and everything, and like he like it's like he was basically saying that when he was doing Batman Forever, it actually felt like he was doing a Batman movie. But when he was doing Batman and Robin, it just didn't feel like it just didn't feel quite like a
He was doing a live.
Batman and Robin.
He was doing a live action comic book movie.
Yeah, it just felt like the whole when when he was doing like Batman Forever, even though it was technically a campy film, it had a lot of dark tones, a lot of dark tones in it.
Number
Like,
one, number one, I did not like Alicia Silverstone is a good actor. Don't get me wrong, but as Batgirl, no,
yeah,
no. There's certain things you can do, and that's one of them. No, I mean, no, seriously. Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl, come on, Colin. That would be like trying to cast Noelle Neal in the role of Supergirl. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. It just ain't happening.
I'm sorry, but yeah, there's certain things you can do.
It's just certain things you just shouldn't do, and that's one of them. But
Yeah, it was like there's some things you can do with Batman, but there's some things you don't do with Batman.
one of them is you don't cast somebody in a role that they're not ready for.
Yeah, George Clooney, for example, he was a good Bruce Wayne, but a terrible Batman.
Michael Keaton,
So
great,
last Halloween,
great Bruce Wayne, great Batman.
Like who?
Michael Keaton, great Bruce Wayne, great Batman. He brought a realism to the Bruce Wayne character.
Yeah,
And I like Jack Nicholson as the Joker.
Val Kilmer. He was an okay Bruce Wayne Batman, but you just tell that they were trying to replicate Michael Keaton's Batman, but with more what well make him more lighthearted.
How they say it? I'm an artist. How the Joker say it? I'm not a criminal. I'm an artist. A
I
homicidal
mean,
criminal.
artiste.
I make art until someone dies. I mean, hell. I mean, at least you
Yeah,
go.
and what's funny, and like he was like, I mean,
People say they don't. It's like people say they don't watch our content when we do it on here, but I think they do actually because when I'm not on here a while, when I'm not on here a while, and when I'm not on here for a while, the guy Franco McCoy, he says, when are you going to broadcast again? And I'm like, sometimes I tell him, I don't know, man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I started not to do it, really. I was just
and look, yeah,
I was just not going to do it. But then I said, nah, I won't do that. I won't give the haters a inkling or a foothold or anything. Even though they put those videos out there and tried to make me look bad. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Make me look bad. I mean, Colin, if you was to see those videos that they made about me, dude, come on. They made me look like the pirate of Zanzibar. They made me look like Zanzibar the pirate.
yeah. Look, all of you who are like true fans of Randy and I, you know that he and I have never done any of the horrible things that all these toxic people on the internet and YouTube like are always accusing us of doing and always making messed up videos about us doing.
The video that was sent to the video that Colin found was a video that I made playing around with somebody on the internet, and someone thought it was a great idea to circulate the video, take it off my channel, re-air it in one of their videos, and circulate it as like a joke, making me and another person look bad. You know?
Yeah.
That was kind of messed up. I mean, and then I had to come on and rebut this video, and people, people was giving me all kinds of hate for it and stuff like that. I can't believe you did that to your best friend. What kind of friend are you?
Yeah.
What kind of guy are you to do that? And, dude, I heard it all. Dude, I have heard it all. I said, man, it got to the point where it got to the point whenever I broadcast, I always turn off the comment.
Yeah.
People would send the most stupidest comments, and you be trying not to say anything. But there's one guy, he says, I don't know why he goes, I don't know what would possess you to do that. I mean,
Yeah.
the guy is your friend. Why would you do that? What is wrong with you? I mean, you obviously don't know the meaning of the word friendship. I said, dude, do you know how stupid you sound? Does he know how real stupid he sound, dude? Real. Does he know how stupid he sounds? I mean,
Yeah.
dude. I mean, if you watch the video, you can clearly see that we're playing around, like literally playing with each other, like.
Yeah.
And he just kept. I mean, this guy kept going on and on. He sent it to some dude. I don't know this guy. He sent this to some guy named D's Nuts. You don't know this guy, do you, Colin? This guy called
Yeah.
D. And this is what he does. This is what he did. He re-edited the video and aired it as his. Right?
Yeah.
Circulated, sent it to all my friends, and then you found it and sent it to me. You know?
Yeah.
That type of stuff. And then I have to put up with the constant hate.
Yeah.
When I went on you now, I got told, what was it I got told last night? Oh, oh, how can you do something like that? That's the lowest thing anybody could ever do. You know what? Oh man, I don't know
Look.
how.
Yeah.
What he said. I don't know how you could like go to sleep at night knowing what you did. If I was you, I would tell your best friend that I'm sorry and just leave it at that, because what you did was really wrong, dude. For those of you who don't know me, I never did anything wrong. Nope, never. Those of you who don't know me, I've never done anything wrong.
Yeah.
It was just a
Same
video.
here. Same with me. Look, I'm the guy you see right here on camera. It's the same guy you see off that you would see off camera. I'm the same nice, funny, goofy guy with a sense of humor. I mean, I also get a little accident prone sometimes because of my ADHD, literally. So, yeah, all these toxic people on the internet, they try to make us out to be something that we're not.
I've never did anything bad to anybody. I mean, least of all, my buddy Colin. I've never done anything bad to him. Never. Yep. Never. I mean, he's been my straight man a couple times, but I've never done anything bad to him. I mean, but
Yeah.
I've never done anything bad to him. And this is the thing that people don't get. When I'm joking with him, I'm joking with him. When I'm joking with somebody else, I'm joking with somebody else. I'm not necessarily making them laugh at themselves, I'm laughing with them. I'm not criticizing them, you know. And that's what people don't get. They take jokes as a put down. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that guy, like that girl took it as a put down, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
This is what I said to her. She came on my live, right? And I'm like this. I'm like, dude. And she came on my live. I said, that's a nice. She had on this nice Marvel T-shirt with the Captain America shield on it, right? Nice shirt. I told her, hey man, I like that vintage Captain America. And she goes, this is what she does. She tries to take it as a put down. And I tell her it's not a put down. I said, I mean, you barely see shirts around like that nowadays. Seriously. You can't even find those shirts around now. Now that it's summertime, you can't find those shirts around. Nope.
Yeah.
And then you got people, I remember last night I was on you now and Ruby was in my chat. Ruby and Rudy. You remember Rudy the Indian guy?
Yeah, I remember Rudy, yeah.
He was in my chat, and I was like, well, Colin doesn't come on here anymore, but sometimes I come on here, and when I do, you can guest with me, and all that. And he was happy that to do it. So we're joking and we're making each other laugh and we're doing all this crazy stuff on cam, right? And I'm drinking coffee. You got
Yeah.
this, you got this one guy, this one stupid guy, right? This guy tried to write me up for drinking on a camera. Dude, drinking on camera?
Are you thinking stupid? But look, every time you see one of us drinking something on camera, it's never alcohol. Okay? Me, I've never drank alcohol in my life, people. And I choose not to drink alcohol. Every time you see me drinking something on camera, it's either tea, water, smoothie, or a soda, or juice. I don't drink. Neither, like Randy and I, we don't drink on camera. And of course, I never drink at all.
If you see me drinking anything on camera, it's always coffee, orange juice, water, tea, iced tea, something like that. But I've never drank alcohol of any kind on camera. Never. I mean, Colin will tell you, one time I had a see-through cup and I was drinking coffee out of it, talking to him, and I was holding the cup in my hand, right? And he says, Randy, do you always drink coffee this late at night? I kind of smiled at him, right? I kind of smiled at him. I said, Colin, this is the only time you can drink coffee at night. And all of a sudden, you got all these people, right? You got this one guy. You sure that ain't Irish coffee? And I told him, I said, yeah, it's not Irish coffee. He said, how can you tell? I said, because I'm drinking it. And I'm sure if I smack you upside the head with this cup, you would know it's Irish
Yeah.
coffee.
In other words, yeah, if I bash you in the side of the head with the coffee, your head would get burnt from the hot coffee.
I mean, Irish coffee smells like alcohol. You know that.
Yeah, Irish. Yeah, because I think Irish coffee has alcohol in it.
For those of you who don't know, I drink my coffee black. Sometimes I drink it with sugar. I drink it with no cream. Okay? And I drink it out of a coffee cup. Okay? Has my name on it. Thank you. Yeah. I
Yeah,
drink coffee cup.
we.
Has my name on it. Has my name on it. It's a coffee cup. And people always see my coffee cup. Has my name on it. It's embossed. Has my name on it. Randy. Has a little butterfly on it. And it has Randy on it. It holds coffee. That's what I drink out of it. You don't
Yeah,
see get anything else out of it. Nah. But yet and still, you got people trying to write me up for consuming alcohol on camera. Don't you people feel really silly about that now? I mean,
Yeah. Do you feel silly now? I mean, knowing this, or feel sorry for yourself? I mean, you tried to write a guy up for drinking alcohol when he wasn't even drinking alcohol on camera. He was drinking coffee.
I mean, one time a guy tried to write me up for drinking beer, and I only had a ginger ale. Dude, I had a 32-ounce ginger ale in a bag, and I was pouring it into my coffee cup. I'm drinking ginger ale out of my coffee cup, right?
Wait, was the ginger ale in a bottle,
Yeah, like in a bottle. It was like in a
like a
bottle.
regular plastic bottle?
Yeah, like in a regular plastic bottle, and it had
Are
Seagram's
you?
in it.
How can you I bet whoever it was mistaken it for an alcohol, for a bottle of champagne, or like a Heineken.
Why would I drink Heineken? Heineken tastes like warmed over moose piss. Why would I drink that?
Yeah, and also look, a lot of people drink coffee at night. My grandma does it all the time.
Yeah. How is your grandma, by the way? Hey,
She's
man.
doing good.
Yeah.
I mean, she's doing good. Yeah.
You tell
In fact, she's actually coming over to my house on Thursday with some kids to go swimming in my pool.
Yeah, you tell her to keep drinking that coffee now. Keep drinking that coffee at night. Do
She
wonders.
drinks coffee at night, and also,
I drink coffee at night.
yeah, a lot of people do it. So every time you see Granny drinking something on camera, it's usually coffee or soda.
But
Same thing with me. Every time you see me drinking something on camera, when I'm doing like, it's usually like a soda or a tea.
it was one time we were doing that live stream thing. We were
Yeah.
doing going you now, except I had the lights on then and I had my face showing. You know, and I'm sitting here drinking the coffee, right? I'm talking to Colin, and the guy is steady writing me up for drink, and I'm steady watching him do it, and I'm like this, and the write up appears on my other screen. I'm like, don't you feel kind of stupid now? He goes, for what? I said, imbecile. You just wrote me up for drinking coffee. Don't you feel stupid now? I said, now, um, what if your account gets voided because you handed in a bad write up, huh? He goes, well, I didn't think about that. I said, well, you need to go back and read the handbook. Seriously.
Yeah, look, we're allowed to drink soda or coffee or tea on camera. I mean, it's a regular drinks that don't have alcohol in them, which makes them okay to be shown on camera.
I mean, just
Me,
because.
yeah, like, that's why if you watch it go back, like on a lot of my older YouTube live streams I did back in the day, you should see me drinking like a soda.
Like, when I first did remember that first comedy stream we did, and I was holding my coffee cup, and I was drinking coffee out of it, and the woman asked me. The woman says, "Do you always drink on camera?" I said, "I'm drinking." I said, "Honey, I'm drinking coffee." She goes, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, I'm drinking coffee." And the guy that's under her, he says, "Yeah, likely story. I bet you if I was to come over there and look at that cup, it'd be liquor in there." I said, "If you do look in this cup and you see liquor, show me where it is." You show me,
Yeah,
literally.
look, yeah, I bet that person probably feels stupid now.
I know because
Yeah,
the,
look,
the guy not only got his account voided because he handed a bad write up, right? But this is what happened. The guy got his account voided, and me being the good guy I am, I says, I'm talking to Rich, and I'm like, well, Rich, man, he handed in a bad write up. I mean, it wasn't it's nothing. Let it pass, man. Let it pass. So people make mistakes, and I wrote up a whole email to get this guy reinstated. Dude, whole email got reinstated. And he goes,
And people, and by the way, I'm still trying to get my YouTube channel reinstated. Which is a pain in the ass.
hell, I just got my YouTube up and running because somebody did something to it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know you all know many of you want me back on YouTube, like want me to be back as a YouTuber, but right now it's the only way for you to see me on YouTube and for you to see my content. Yeah, so if you want to see content from me, you have to go to YouTube Randy's YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to go to Randy's Green Ranger YouTube channel to see my content now.
Yep.
In fact, yeah, you've probably seen that my new Triathlon Lab Challenge videos that have been popping up on Randy's channel lately.
Yeah, because I usually don't go live. Today I decided to go live. I just upload the videos. I just don't do the live thing. Only time I do the live thing is with Colin. I don't do it like that.
Yeah, and look, look, and
Been accused
I,
of
man, and this, it's crazy how out of hand this woke stuff has gotten. I mean, I had to make Randy a video yesterday that shows me clearing everything up, including the whole like YouTube constantly taking my videos down from his channel because someone has been keeps sending Randy copyright claims over my name. Look, people, that's just some imposter doing that. Because how would I be able to send Randy a copyright claim without a YouTube channel? Think about it. YouTube, you're watching this right now. I hope my video has cleared all of this up.
I mean, but
And if I hear
why would
YouTube, if I hear about anything, another thing about you taking my content off of Randy's channel, I'm gonna be pissed because yeah, if I hear that someone that Randy is receiving more copyright claims under my name that I didn't send him, I'm gonna be really pissed, YouTube, because my video clears everything up. It's nothing but some imposter pretending to be me saying it ran copyright claims are my name. Hey, you imposter, if you're watching this right now, get a life and stop trying to be me, because you're not me. I'm Colin Reisner, okay? You're not. You're just some guy or loser pretending to be me, trying to ruin, trying to cause problems.
They even got a channel called Colin Reisenauer Be Light. And they got a video from my, channel where you can see where the guy edited it and re-aired it with a different.
I deal with imposters on the internet all the time. Imposters pretending to be me. I mean, Randy actually tells me about imposters who he encounters who are pretending to be me on the internet. Yeah, and I've dealt with my fair share of imposters over these last few years, and I'm sick of it. All of you imposters out there, what the hell is wrong with you people?
I mean,
do you
even our young
fans, do you have a hard on for impersonating people or something? Like, do you have a twisted fetish or impersonating people, or are you that much of a loser? I mean, seriously, get a life and stop trying to ruin. Get a life and stop trying to ruin my life by impersonating me.
Even our young.
Because you never know. One day I might find one of you people and beat the living shit out of you.
I mean, even our young viewers. I'm not gonna call them fans, but viewers. When we used to do the You Now skits, we used to have a lot of that happen. right? Kid comes up, and I'm walking up the street. Kid sees me coming out of a store, and he stops me, and he says, he holds up this hat. He says, "Is this you?" I said, "Well, yeah, that's me, but I didn't sign that." And he says, "You didn't sign it. Who did?" I said, "I didn't sign that hat." I said, "I can sign it for you, but I didn't sign it." Then he goes, "Oh, will you sign my? Will you sign?" He goes, "Oh yeah, will you sign my hat?" And then his sister comes down. "Will you sign my backpack?" I said, "Okay, I'm signing backpack and hat."
Yeah, look,
Go.
obviously, imposter identity B. Randy signed that.
I'm about to go.
Yeah, but if any of you ever encounter anything that is supposedly signed by me, it was never actually signed by me. In fact, I've never bumped. I've never met any of my fans in person.
If it ain't signed
Actually,
by
in fact,
me, it's not
yeah.
real. If it ain't signed by me, it
I
ain't
mean, if I ever bump into one of you fans, true fans of Ray and I in person, I would definitely sign something for you. But if you encounter something that was supposedly signed by me, it wasn't actually signed by me because literally I never bump into any of my fans ever. Literally, because literally most of my fans live in other cities and other towns and other countries. So, and I literally have never bumped into any of my fans from YouTube.
I mean, literally.
Or from my YouNow stuff. I've never done. It's never happened to me. It happens to Randy though all the time.
No, I mean, I could be somewhere like the supermarket, walking around, and a little girl comes, little girl will come to me, and she doesn't know it's me until she hears me talking, and then she'll come to me, she'll go, "Hey, Baba, what you doing?" I'm like this. I'm about to go shopping, and I look down, and she's tugging at my pants leg, and I'm like, "Okay, what can I help you with?" She goes, "Oh, by the way, can we get a selfie with you?" I'm like this. I look over and she got like a little brother and a mommy, and I'm like, okay, we're not doing this. Then we're not doing this. So I go to the front of the market and I'm thinking, should I do this? But then I'm wondering if I don't do it, the kid will be just. So I do it, and it's like, dude. But then the kid is happy, and then her mom goes, "Will you do that thing you do, that thing that," I'm like this, "What thing would you like me to do?" And she goes, "That thing that you did on you now, that thing that you did with," I said, "What thing?" And she goes, and I didn't notice at the time. I didn't notice until Ali told me about it. She submitted my vocal ringtones to Apple and can pay off of my stuff. Dude.
How's Allie been?
Oh, she's been doing okay.
Well, tell her I said hi because I would like to talk to her again one day.
Yeah.
And
but you don't have Messenger, so you don't have
but tell her that, hey, if you ever have a chance, if you get a chance to tell Allie that if she wants to, I'm okay with her putting my cover songs onto Apple as ringtones. If I'm okay with that.
Like a no tennis like that, you get the vibes. Definitely. I feel like this is going to be one of them for us because we're not the biggest car people. I know a bit about it, but I won't be able to tell you hardly anything when you get like nitty gritty details and stuff like that. I feel like this is going to be what we prefer looks wise, probably for us.
Yeah, I can just name the brands.
Name a band, and it pretty much will be.
Yeah, so literally, if any of you do anything that's supposedly signed by me, it's not actually signed by me. It's just someone trying to scam people. I mean, people fake like signatures all the times, and I guess you can say I'm basically uh a an internet celebrity nowadays because I'm known in the UK, Australia, and in Japan, and also India, and of course the US, the United States, where I live. So yeah, I'm not. And of course, it's like all of you, I have a job, of course.
Yeah.
Like, and just like all of you people out there, I have a job that I go to where I get paid money to do stuff. That's why in some of my videos you see me wearing some kind of work clothes uniform, like that hat binder that says CDS and the all black outfit and the navy the dark blue apron like this one here.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause I wear that to wear because that's what I have to wear. I'm a product presenter at a Costco.
I run in the R
I
fan.
give out samples all day while trying to convince people to buy the product. I'm giving out samples. Oh,
I run in the R fans all the time when I'm out. And
I'll be right back, people.
they always ask me to do stuff like crazy stuff. Yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. Everybody's welcome. So everybody's welcome. So Like I said, everybody's welcomed. Yep. And
So yeah. Anyway, as seriously, I'm gonna the way I am on camera is actually exactly how I am off camera, people. And every time, and literally every time you see me like messing up while I'm talking in one of my videos, that's actually my ADHD causing me to stutter.
yeah.
Which is a very common symptom of ADHD or even Asperger's syndrome or autism. It's a
Remember, I
common
told.
symptom. Yeah, so
Remember, I
that's
told.
why in some of my videos you see me stutter. You see stutter sometimes when I'm talking.
Yeah.
And I end up saying I'm me.
Whoever we like to look at, what we would want to drive.
Yeah.
It's about probably smash out anything.
But
I mean, sometimes my ADHD makes me act very accident prone and clumsy too. I mean, yesterday my ADHD made me so clumsy that I spilled a few of the samples that I was giving out when I was at work. When I was demoing that liquid IV stuff yesterday at Costco, and a few times yesterday my ADHD made me a little accident prone, causing me to spill some of the samples that I was serving.
remember,
Yeah.
Okay, smash that subscribe.
about remember I told you about Brian. Boy, I mean, dude, his ADHD. Oh my god.
I'm autistic. Yeah.
I know, but his ADHD makes it impossible to handle sometimes. Dude, oh my god.
Well, that's because his is a very severe form of it.
It's like handling a great big old 9-year-old. I'm like, come on, man.
Like if you would have been diagnosed when he was a really young kid, they probably would have his parents probably would have had a better handle on him.
Yeah, they didn't catch it until he was older. That's the thing. They didn't catch him.
Yeah, it's this when it comes to to like when it comes to ADHD, it's a lot harder to treat ADHD or Asperger's syndrome or autism when it's when someone is diagnosed when they're like isn't diagnosed until long after they've developed symptoms.
Yeah, but me and Brian, we managed to always get along. So
Yeah, because of his severe form, his severe form of ADD that he has or ADHD, it's going to take probably a few years to fully treat it.
yeah, I was like,
Me,
dude. No, one time me and Brian was in a store, and I didn't notice about ADHD. So we're in the store, and I go, Brian, let's go for lunch. He goes, all right, let's go. We're walking, right? He's walking, and the guy must have got too close to him because he grabs my hand and my arm is practically climbing up onto my shoulders. I'm like, Brian, dude, what is up? And I look over, and the dude is I said, can you like get away from us a bit? I mean, he's like literally violating my space.
yeah, that is when very severe autism or ADHD or ADD, you're
Man,
when you're autistic, but you have a very severe form of ADHD or Asperger's syndrome, it's a little difficult for you to be around other people.
no, I did not get mad at him or
Yeah,
scold him or anything because I don't do that. I kind of looked at him and said, "Hey, man, you want to climb down off of me?" You want to come down off of the building? And he goes, he says, is he gone? I said, yeah, he's gone. And we go in to have lunch, right? We're sitting down, we're eating, you know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And a little girl comes over. She goes, do you know? She goes, and I'm telling Brian, I'm like, Brian, don't say anything, don't say anything, right? And the little girl's asking me, do you know who Bob is? I'm like, this, Brian, don't say a word. And I'm trying to tell the little girl, I'm like, yeah, I know who Bob is. Bob is this guy who lives in another state. And Brian goes, that's Bob right there. I'm like, Brian, I'm gonna smack you if you don't shut up, dude.
Yeah, look. Yeah. Before, some of you probably know that I recently returned to doing cosplay recently, but when I went to by going to KuroNekoCon this year.
Hmm.
I went to KuroNekoCon recently. For those of you who don't know, KuroNekoCon is or what people refer to it, pronounce, or how most people pronounce it, KuroNekoCon is a anime convention that they have every year in Spokane. But because of COVID, so many conventions kept getting canceled, including KuroNekoCon. And because of this, every time my friend Pedro and I tried to go to KuroNekoCon, it kept getting canceled. Like, I went there for the first time ever in 2019, and then we were going to go back the following year, 2020, and it got canceled. Then we tried again the year after that, and it got canceled. And
how is Pedro, by the way?
fine, but he still doesn't seem to like you.
Hey, I know a lot of people don't like me, son. We gotta get over that.
No, like literally, like because of the negative videos that are uploaded about you on YouTube, he believes a lot of that crap. And I tried telling him that none of it's true, and he doesn't want to listen to me. He doesn't want to listen to what I say. He's just too stubborn.
Oh my God! Now, what does he say?
He and I actually got into a confrontation during KuroNekoCon about it
Oh, I'm sorry.
recently. He and I, we were in our hotel, and we were both getting our gear and stuff on, our costumes on, and he brought it up, and I tried to tell him that none of what he hears about you is true, but he doesn't want to listen to a word I say. And I told him, and he said that we're gonna have a conversation about it at some point in the future. I'm like, no, we're not. And I'm like, no, we're not. He's like, yes, we are. And I'm like, no, we're not, because none of it's true. And
none of the stuff you hear about me is true. I can tell you that because I've never done it.
yeah, I tried telling him that he didn't know it's true. He didn't want to listen to me.
I mean, I'm a good guy. I take selfies with children.
And look, and like, it's like he doesn't like you. And like, I tried to tell him, for me, please try to be not. I'm like, I just want to get to stop with me towards you, and it was irritating. Like, yeah, anyway, like, but other than that, I had a lot of fun at KuroNekoCon this year. Yeah, in 2019, KuroNekoCon was actually at the Spokane Convention Center, but this year they tried to do something different by having it in a hotel instead. A hotel that is literally right across the street from the convention center, because this year they didn't have enough employees at the convention center in Florida for CornicoCon this year, so they chose to do a smaller venue, and so and they were like,
So what kind of stuff is this guy hearing about me that I'm not privy to? Because I've never seen these videos that I supposedly had done, but never did any of the stuff that you're hearing about me. I've never done it.
he didn't say we didn't say what video it was. He just told it. All I know is it's some negative video, and like I think it was the one where I think it was that one that you told me about of you that I discovered not too long ago of you, so of you flirting with my ex.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I think it was that one. Yeah, look, people, don't
Dude,
believe any of the horrible, crazy, negative stuff that are said about Ray and I on the internet or on social media or YouTube because none of it is true. It's
you know,
all made up crap, like spread and mess of lies spread by
you know,
really toxic people on the internet. Like,
you know my situation, dude. I would never do that.
yeah, and also people, Randy would never in a million years try to try to actually flirt with my ex because Randy is happily married to a lovely woman, a woman who I've actually spoken to on the over the phone a few times in the past.
Surprise.
Yeah, he's happily married, and the funny thing is, his stepsons actually think that he's actually younger than his wife, which is really ironic and funny.
Oh,
Yeah, remember how many times you told me about this, Rain?
yeah, I was
Yeah,
on the phone with her on video. He was like, "Oh damn it, mama, we all gonna go to jail for that. That boy look young. Oh damn it, mama, you dating my high school friends? Damn, oh god, we all gonna go to prison. Damn, everybody, just get out, just leave." I was like, "Damn."
and like it's weird. It's like Randy, some reason gets mistaken for someone younger, even though he's not. Even though he's a lot way older than people think he is. Like me, it's funny. I don't get it. It's like what?
Well,
Oh,
honey,
me, I obviously know what Rain looks like because I've seen pictures of him,
yeah, he seen pictures of me with my
and,
mustache and
and also Rain has seen obviously knows exactly what I look like.
beard. I mean, he saw pictures of me without my mustache and beard. Okay, I mean, good lord. And he's like, "Mama, we all gonna go to jail because of you. Take that boy back to the schoolyard when you got him. Damn it." I was like, "Oh, see." I was like, I was like, I was
Uh,
like, honey, put him on the phone.
anyway, granted, yeah, and look, anyway, so those things. I had a lot of fun at CurrentCon this year. I did two different cosplays.
Did
Jason
somebody,
got the Red Hood and the Punisher. Well,
did somebody come really dressed up like Ironheart? I heard somebody actually did that, so I had to ask.
Con?
Yeah, I heard that. Somebody actually came dressed up as Ironheart. I have to ask
Nope.
who did that. Because
Nope.
I was like, come on.
I was there and I didn't see anyone dressed as Ironheart. No. That who told you that?
It was like one of the security guards that worked there. He was like, yeah, and we had to turn back all these people. They were dressed up like Marvel characters. One guy was so inebriated, we had to turn him back. I was like, damn, this must have been. He said, yeah, it was in the earlier part where we just was getting set up. We had to turn him back because he was so inebriated. We had all these kids in here. I said, damn, man, I can't believe they did that. These were grown
When I
people.
was there, I saw no one dressed as Ironheart. No.
He said they were inebriated, so he didn't let them come in.
Yeah, so me,
He said one guy was even dressed like. He said one guy was even dressed like the Red Robin, and he was carrying a bottle, so he didn't let him come in.
what?
Oh, he was dressed as the Red Robin from Batman, and the guy didn't let him come in because he was carrying a bottle of liquor.
Yeah, yeah, so that's not allowed because there's obviously kids.
There was a lot of kids there. He saw a lot of kids there. That's what he told me.
Yeah, kids. Yeah, there's also kids who do cosplays too at conventions too, right? Not just adults and teenagers. There's also kids, and
That
I did see quite a few kids at there, including a kid who is dressed like Mulan from the animated Mulan movie, the animated Disney movie about Mulan,
yeah.
and also a kid dressed as Dwayne Johnson's character from Moana.
Oh no.
Yeah, and um uh I think it was either on my second or third day I was there. I was cosplaying as Jane Todd, and this girl walked up to me. This girl saw me and was like, "Oh my god, there's actually someone actually doing it. Can I take your picture? My uh, my friend is a huge Jason Todd fan, and she's gonna flip when she hears that someone's actually cosplaying as him at KaraNecoCon. Can I take your picture?"
Dude,
I was like, "Sure."
I did pictures, birthday parties, selfies. I walked around markets with kids, holding them, and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, the part I think when doing cosplay is when you had me caught when you're doing cosplay at convention, there's always someone going up to you wanting a picture and wanting to take a picture with you.
Oh, like
And because like
yo,
especially if your cosplay is like really good or like
no, I meant
me and like funny yeah, like the first day I was cosplaying as the Punisher, the Netflix version of the Punisher for the Punisher Netflix series. And but the second and third day I was cosplaying as Jaden Todd the Red Hood. And anyway, yeah,
made a lot of new friends, did we?
uh it's in fact some of you have probably seen the video that Ray uploaded onto his channel not long ago of me at KoroNecoCon.
Mm-hmm. Made a lot of new friends, did we?
Yeah, like funny is like
Oh, Colin, before I forget, it's this girl named Karen that asked about you when, the one that liked me to scare her all the time.
yeah.
Yeah, she goes, so how's Colin? And I said, he's doing okay. I said, Colin's retired right now, but you can see us on YouTube every so often. And she goes, really? She goes, one day I might guest with you. I said, hey, you come on YouTube StreamYard, I'd be happy to have you.
Yeah, Karen, if you're watching right now, I hope you're having a nice day.
Yeah, that girl had me dying, Colin. Cause I mean, when I saw her, she was with her little girl, and her little girl says, "Mommy, who's that?" And then she looked me in the face. She said, "I know who you are." I was like this. I turned away and was gonna walk away. Next thing I know, she busts out. She was like, "Mom, that's Papa." I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. Yeah.
from it.
People, if I ever go to Pennsylvania where Randy lives, people, I bet I'll probably get stopped by a lot of people. They'll probably recognize me from YouTube and you stuff I did on you now, because pretty much nowadays a lot of people know who I am in Pennsylvania because of the stuff that Ray and I used to do on you now, and also because of the YouTube stuff that he and I do nowadays, and yeah.
And the comical stuff that we.
I mean, Randy gets stopped by people all the time asking him to sign pictures of my face and stuff like that.
I got one little girl asked me to care. One little girl asked could she hang out with me when I was at the market, and I was carrying her around the market, and she was like, "Look, Mom." I walked by her mom real fast. I was like, "Oh, oh, oh." You know, and her mom got a kick out of it. Dude, her mom got at least 29 ringtones from me before she. So she goes, "Do you think you're gonna be at the market again?" I said, "I don't know." Hey, Colin, come to find out, this woman lived right around the corner from me in my old neighborhood. I'm like, oh damn, oh damn. She used to see me every day going out for breakfast, and then I'm like, oh damn. And I used to walk down the street with my cap and glasses on and be like this. I hope she don't see me. My hood up. I hope she don't see me. I hope she don't see me. Her husband comes outside. Hey, Babaloo, where you going, Baba? I see you. You're the only one that got a hoodie like that. Come here, man. I'm like this. Dude, don't you got a job? Seriously, dude.
Yeah.
He wanted me to do raunchy jokes at a 7-year-old birthday party. Dude.
Well, people, you can't do raunchy jokes at a 7-year-old birthday party. It's not appropriate for the kid.
Especially the kind of jokes I do. Oh, brother.
No. Are you crazy? I mean,
no, I did stuff like make Snoopy talk and tell stories and, do funny voices. I even took their grandfather's walker, and I was like, "Where you going, kids? I just want to talk to you." And I was chasing one kid in the living room with it. Dude, I was having a blast. Oh man, I never heard her grandpa laugh so hard in my life.
Yep.
Oh man.
All right. Hey, Ray, how about we show some of these people watching some of my new Try Not to Laugh challenge videos?
Go for it.
Starting with this one.
Go for it.
I know that we got a lot of time, but I answer them now. Okay. But look at me like that. You can still be friends. You can come in my room whenever you want.
Hell.
No. Okay, just one time. Yeah, that's it. If you don't remember what that's from Scary Movie 1, but that was actually the end credits scene. But guess what, Ray? That guy actually goes to conventions dressed as his character Doofy from Scary Movie 1.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I saw a clip of him just like this morning on YouTube of him in full costume as Doofy, acting exactly like his character Dewey from Scary Movie 1.
If you
And he has hair done exactly like he did in Scary Movie 1.
I don't know. Have you ever run into a guy named Stanley the Pedo Destroyer?
No.
Don't ever watch his videos because they are sick.
Hey, remember? Yeah, Ray, you know what that actor ended up doing after playing Doopy in Scary Movie 1?
What?
After Scary Movie 1, he ended up starring in a music video for a Red Hot Chili Peppers song.
Oh God.
You know that one Red Hot Chili Peppers music video where the lead singer is being kidnapped by a crazy guy driving a taxi cab?
Yeah.
That's the crazy dude driving the taxi cab is Doopy from Scary Movie 1.
Oh man.
That's the same dude. Yeah, he went from playing Doopy in a spoof movie, a spoof Scream, to playing a crazy guy kidnapping a rock star in a music video.
Oh, I forgot. My little friend Lisa, brother B, said, "Hi, Mr. Collins."
What?
She says, "Hi, Mr. Collins."
Your volume keeps going down a lot.
She says, "Hello, Mr. Collins."
Oh, tell her I could hide back. For some reason, your audio keeps going down a lot throughout this live stream.
I have the mic turned all the way up. I turned it all the way up.
It's weird. It's like a few times during this live stream, your audio has gotten quieter. Quiet.
Oh, and it's crazy.
Yeah. So basically, you can tell an actor who played Doopy in Scary Movie 1 still has a love for the character that he played in Scary Movie 1, and still likes to create nostalgia for Scary Movie 1 by going to conventions as the character. Of course, you have to admit, Scary Movie 1 will always be a classic, right up there with other.
The girl told me to say thank you because I signed her birthday card with our names on it.
Yeah, well, tell her she's welcome.
And such. Yeah, she got a big kick out of the surprise we gave her.
Yep. Okay, but what do you think of this Laugh Challenge video so far, Ray?
Oh, dude, I sent that video to my buddy. He was cracking up laughing.
Yep.
I said, man. I said, what you laughing at? He said, the video you just sent me? Boy, I don't know what y'all be doing over there, but please stop. This video just making me laugh.
You remember this scene from Epic Movie, Ray? That parodies, that spoofs Harry Potter.
Yeah, he spilled his coffee, by the way.
Yeah, the key to making a really good Try Not to Laugh challenge video is to choose videos that are actually extremely funny. Yeah, because you have to make it really hard for people to not laugh. Yeah, that's how you do a good Try Not to Laugh challenge video.
Guess what I did though, Colin? Your Red Hood Rises movie?
Yep.
Oh, I had to stop Brian from watching that.
Yep.
I had to stop him from watching
it. I put a age restriction on that when I uploaded it to YouTube for a reason, right? Because it had a lot of cursing in it.
I know.
A lot of parts of where I'm saying the F word and shit, and just like it being rated R. That's the stuff that James Todd would do in a rated R film. Considering what type of a person is. Yeah. You still there, Rain?
Yep, I'm still here. It's like I was
Oh,
like,
look at Harry Potter here.
oh, I meant to tell you, we gave her a teddy bear with a Colin Ridenhour shirt, Colin Ridenhour T-shirt, and a cap signed by me.
Oh, cool.
With your name.
Yeah, I'll tell. Well, I'm okay with that.
And I put my name on the the bill of the hat and,
Yeah,
for her.
yeah.
So we also played games where I did cartoon voices. You know, I can't believe that her parents wanted to pay me for that. I said I'll do that for free.
Yeah.
Fun.
What do you think of Harry Potter here, though?
Aren't you not old? Still be still here. Nonsense. I am at 14. That's why my two best friends.
That boy is not no 14. If he's 14, I'm 14. Boy is like
On the head.
that boy like
Likes to get roasted and show off his personal stuff. They are definitely too old to be understood. We shall train you.
The fun thing is the actors who just said that, Ray, who just said that they're definitely way too old to still be doing this stuff. She, after this movie, she went on she decided to quit doing like big Hollywood movies, and she transitioned to doing like movies for Hallmark and like and stuff like that. But before Epic Movie, she was known for starring in one of the Bring It On movies. Still there, Ray?
Yeah, she was. I'm trying to. I'm trying to think about who she is. Isn't that Is that Liza Dushku? I think it is.
I forget. Let me see. Nope, her name is Fawn Chambers.
Oh damn! She wasn't Bring It On then.
Yeah, she was in one of the Bring It On sequels, and yeah, she went on to do another movie after that, and then she was cast in this spoof movie.
Really?
But guess what, Ray?
What?
He also made an appearance in Austin Powers and Goldmember in the opening credits sequence as one of the background people dancing.
Oh.
It was in the part. Yeah, it was in the part that features Steven Spielberg. Yeah, she filmed. She was one of his. She was one of his camera people dancing in the background. Yeah. Okay. Back to it though. Mirapio don't laugh.
Like bitch, and we saw a pizza on it. What's wrong with you? I thought you disability today.
It's crazy.
Oh no, I could be the invisible. Wherever. Wherever. I could be anywhere. Wherever.
What do you think of that part?
Dude.
They did Harry Potter so wrong in Epic Movie. I mean, it's still hilarious though. Oh look, here's Doofy again.
Yeah. Okay. That's what you do the recording.
He was like, my ass.
I cannot believe what I cannot believe is people. Even today, people are still dressing up like Harry Potter.
Yeah, well, Harry Potter is always popular, especially with the prequel movies. Like those prequel movies. The Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yeah.
I mean, Netflix is actually planning on rebooting Harry Potter with a Harry Potter Netflix series.
Me,
But I heard that is I just seen nothing but woke memes about it, like it's going to be an all black cast and stuff like that.
oh,
Yeah.
God.
In my opinion, there's always only one Harry Potter, which is Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah,
But he actually looked like the character.
also was in Oliver Twist. He played Oliver.
Yeah, and like the only difference between him and Harry Potter is his eye color. Originally, they were actually planning on having him wear contacts that would give his eyes the correct eye color, but then they changed their minds because when you try him on, they scratched up his eyes. They were like he was experiencing like they were like they were hurting his eyes.
So he just wore glasses.
So instead, they just chose to have him not wear eye contacts. Yeah, in the books, in the Harry Potter books, Harry Potter has brown eyes and wears glasses. But because of this little problem they had with the contacts, Daniel Radcliffe Daniel Radcliffe just had to wear the glasses without the eye contacts because they hurt his eyes. But if you look at a picture of him as a kid, as young kid Harry Potter, next to a picture of Harry Potter from the Harry Potter books, you would see a huge resemblance. You'd know that he has a strong, uncanny resemblance to the real Harry Potter.
I know he does.
Yep.
You're nowhere. That's why I was traveling.
What do you think of that part, Randy?
Oh man.
You want to know which spoof movie that's from?
What?
Vampire Stuck, the one that spoofs Twilight.
Oh God, not that. I kind of hated that movie. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what's sad about Twilight? The fact that because of Twilight, until Robert Pattinson played Batman, people were mostly saw him as Edward from Twilight. You know, he's been in so many things since his days in the Twilight movies.
Oh man, so he's tight.
Like he couldn't escape the character.
He's typecasted.
Yeah, but when he played Batman, he ended up blowing everybody away with his portrayal. Because I knew he would, because I thought he would make a good Batman, because if you think about Twilight, the Twilight movies basically predicted that he would at some point play Batman because of the whole vampire bat thing.
Yeah.
Batman having being surrounded by bats all the time, found in a bat cave. Never don't laugh. Never people don't laugh. It's a Triumphal Town view. And the fact that it was Doopy in the costume the whole time. Remember that, Ray, when they revealed in the end of Scary Movie 1 that it was Doopy the whole time?
Yeah.
The fact, knowing that that's supposed to be Doopy under that ghost face costume there.
No, Mr. Taylor, I don't know where you are.
How did you react when you watched Scary Movie 1 for the first time, Randy?
All I did was laugh the whole time.
Like, you have to admit, they did an awesome job of spoofing Scream, and I Know What You Did Last Summer.
I know. All I did was laugh the whole time I was watching it.
The funny thing about Scary Movie 1 is that originally, when they were making the first Scream movie, originally it was gonna be called Scary Movie. But then they changed it to changed its title to Scream. And the director Wes Craven actually revealed that one time that Scary Movie 1 did what he wanted the first Scream movie to do, which was make fun of how stupid these actors look in these teen slasher movies. You know, and like, yeah, apparently Scream was actually somewhat of a really dark, serious spoof movie, Ray.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it had Henry Winkler as the school principal, and there was actually a scene which showed what appeared to be his jacket he wore in Happy Days, hanging in a closet in his principal's office. Yeah, it turns out originally Scream was supposed to be a straight up spoof movie, but the script went through so many changes that it just became another typical teen slasher movie. But it ended up making like slasher movies popular again, though. The fact that they went for that joke with the grandma.
I know.
The elder lady was like, "Hi, baby." He's like, "Grandma," and shoved her down and just pushed her down the stairs.
That's crazy.
And remember the part with the piano?
Yeah. Hey,
Remember the grandma's behind, like, ah!
Yeah.
Oh, here it comes. Remember this scene from Epic Movie, Randy? Remember, Rang, this scene from Epic Movie with Willy Wonka?
Oh yeah.
Fun fact for you probably know this, but the actor who played Willy Wonka in Epic Movie revealed that he only chose to do the movie because they were going to pay him a huge sum of money. He only did it for the money because he needed the money.
Really?
Yeah, and if you don't remember, he's the same actor who played Marty McFly's dad, George McFly, in the Back to the Future movies.
Crispin Glover.
Yep. And guess what, Ray? You probably know this, but he actually revealed the real reason why he doesn't like the Back to the Future movie.
Nah.
Apparently, it turns out the real reason why he hates the Back to the Future movie is because of the fact that they chose to reward Marty McFly for altering the timeline in the ending instead of having him being back in 1985 being his reward.
Well, you mean with a new truck and all that?
Yeah, Crispin Glover apparently did not like that, and actually had a few confrontations with Robert Zemeckis, the director and the producer of the movie when he was doing it. And this is what led to him not being in Back to the Future Part 2 and Back to the Future Part 3. And also what led to them using another actor as a stand-in for Crispin Glover in all the scenes in where they in Back to the Future Part 2 that are set in 1955. And also why they recasted the character for Back to the Future, for Back to the Future Part 2, and for the scenes where it shows an elderly version of George McFly in the future. Yeah, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, apparently in fact, Crispin Glover actually filed a lawsuit towards Robert Zemeckis and the producer of the movie for using his likeness without getting permission from him. Yeah, they did a mold. They took the mold of his face that they created for the elderly makeup that they created for him for the first Back to the Future movie that shows him as a 1985 version of George McFly, and used those molds to create a makeup prosthetic for this other actor to wear for background shots in Back to the Future Part 2 where they show the young Lorraine McFly and George McFly at the high school dance. Yeah. Of course, I would be angry too if someone used my likeness without asking. Okay, but back to the video. Come on, everybody, let's dance.
Well, he'll get over it, Colin. He'll get over it.
But what did you think of Crispin Glover as Willy Wonka, though, when you first watched Epic Movie?
I always thought I always thought when I see him, I always think of Marty McFly. I'm sorry, I just do.
George McFly?
Yeah, George McFly back to.
You probably know this, but before Back to the Future, he actually starred in one of the Friday the 13th movies.
Really?
Yeah. He played a dude. I think it was in Friday the 13th the third one, called Friday the 13th 3D. Yeah, he played a guy who gets I forget which character it was, but yeah, Yeah, it's actually common knowledge that he was actually in one of the Friday the 13th movies. He played one of the characters who got killed by Jason Voorhees, though. And this was like a year or two before he would be cast as George McFly.
Really?
Yeah. So, and yeah, Back to the Future, basically telling him to superstardom, though. Yep.
So basically, you're.
But you can see why they would choose him to play a spoof version of Johnny Depp's like Willy Wonka in the epic movie, though, because like he's always a very quirky and kind of odd person to begin with, you know, and Willy Wonka is supposed to be an odd person.
Yep.
Remember, don't laugh, people. And of course, right, as you can very well see, many of these candies that they're showing are an obvious parody of actual brand candies, like this, for example. This is an obvious parody of Lemonhead. Yep.
Damn.
You want to guess what Scary Movie 2, Randy? The potty mouth bird.
Oh.
You literally like F off 4 eyes.
Oh, dude.
Fun fact for you, Ray. Do you know that for as a special features, as a bonus feature in the behind the scenes thing for Scary Movie 2, they actually brought in Chris Rock to voice the potty mouth bird as a little cool little interactive feature in the when you watch the deleted scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know this because I have every single one of the Scary Movie movies, including Scary Movie 5, which is the one no one talks about.
Oh.
That one, the last one they did, which was a failed attempt at rebooting the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
The one that starred Ashley Tisdale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let me get off of here. It's going on 3 hours.
Yep. Okay, I have to go too, Ryan.
All right, man.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Well, but if you want to watch more of it, go to my channel and You know, watch
Yeah,
it.
if you want to check out my newest Triumph Laugh Challenge videos, just go on Randy's YouTube channel, Green Ranger, and check them out. I mean, they're all pretty funny. They'll be pretty difficult for you to not to laugh.
Check them out.
And remember, they're made up of really funny scenes from spoof and parody movies. So yeah,
And have a good time.
yeah, have a good time and like have fun.
Yes, sir. And for
You all know that I'm really good at making Try Not to Laugh challenge videos.
Pedro, have a good one, man. Yeah, have a good one.
Yeah, Pedro, if you're watching this right now,
Have a good one.
have a good one, and please give Randy a chance, at least for me, please. Thanks, everybody.
All right, man. He doesn't have to. I mean, hey.